Hello everyone, Crypto Explorer here. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you guys are doing really well. On today's video, we will be covering the BNB Dwarf, a project which launched 3 days ago. Still early days, still fairly recent launch. Let's take a look at what this one has to offer. Let's see what it's all about, what's the main features of it. So tune in for the upcoming minutes if you're just someone who loves DeFi projects, or if you might be someone willing to invest on this one. We'll be covering details that you need to know about it. Okay, so tune in for the upcoming minutes. That's what we will be covering. Right now, let me just give a huge thank you to everyone who already subscribed to the channel, liked or comment one of the videos. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. It helps the channel to grow. I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you so much, and let's keep growing this channel together so I can keep on bringing you this type of content that hopefully you get some value from and helps you with your decisions. All right. Information is power, as I like to say, and on this channel, we're all about that, sharing information with you, all right? Now, that being said, let's start looking at the BNB Dwarf, or the no bullshit miner, as the team themselves like to call it. So, you know that if you follow the channel, you know I always like to give you a background of who is the team, just like to frame it, what is their previous work. Well, I found nothing on this one, so I guess it's their first project, and let's see how it goes. Let me show you here on the Monarch DAPP. Here they are, the BNB Dwarf. I want to show you. Yeah, they launched in about 3 days, 2 days, 23 hours. I mean, this one is fairly recent. The TVL is over 15,000 USD, and I'm showing you they're here on Monarch for two things. The first one is that being here is already a good sign for a contract safety, because this team, the Monarch team, they go through contracts and they only list projects here that have clean ones. Okay. Other than that, you should always aim for an audit. So even if a project is here, it's always even better to have an audit, which these guys do have. With They were audited by George Stamp, so it's also an original contract, and from that we can take that it's no fork, so it's not a copy of other projects, and this one was actually coded by from scratch by the team themselves. All right, so that's uh, one aspect that I wanted you to know. The other important aspect of being listed here is that it already shows commitment from the team. So these guys already put some money from their pocket into marketing, because being listed here is does not come cheap, but it also attracts many people. There's a lot of exposure, a lot of visibility for projects just by getting listed here. Okay, many people watch this Monarch.app every single day, and this is a big hub for people on the DeFi projects. And yeah, just being listed here not only gives you some reassurance regarding contract safety, but also lets you already know the team is supporting the project by marketing it and making sure they are listed on one of the main spots for this type of projects. Okay, now let's take a look at the George Stamp uh, audit, since these guys are audited by one of the most well-known and reputable companies doing audits at the moment on the DeFi space. So the overall score is 70 points, which is quite good, I would say. It's not mind-blowing, but it's quite solid. And look at here. There is no malicious code that allows the owner to withdraw funds from the smart contract. Awesome news. Also regarding backdoors, no backdoor methods that withdraw funds to a non-investor wallet. So guys, regarding contract safety, this one is right up there. Okay, real seems to be a really solid and clean one. So yeah, like they say, no bullshit regarding that. But actually, let's take a look at fees and team trust, because they scored so low. Let's see what's going on with that. Withdraw fee 10%, deposit fee 10%. Yeah, the fees are higher than usually on this type of projects. There are usually at around 5%. This one doubles it, but in my opinion, there's an explanation to it, and um, we will get it on in a moment. Let's just look at Team Trust. The team does not appear to have published other projects in the past and has a small but promising community. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to give you always a background about the team. This is not the case because there's it appears to be their first project. There's no other information, so it is what it is. And also it has a small but promising community. So yeah, I do agree with this one. I was monitoring the project since launch. They had a 100 members, around 100 members community base back then, 3 days ago roughly, and as of now they already doubled it. So yeah, small but promising, growing at a steady but fast pace, I would say. So guys, as always, this is a yield farm application. You can see it here under other risk. So if the contract goes to zero, investors will not be paid. And take a look at this. Check it out. The daily ROI is fairly high, and this will require additional effort to make it thrive. And that's actually what I meant when I told you um, about the fees. 10%, yes, it's fairly high and requires additional effort. But that can also explain why these fees are so high. Because if you take a look at it, from these 10% fees, 40%, almost half, is going to marketing. So yeah, it's a fairly high daily ROI. So that needs to be leveled out in some way. And the fact that these fees are so high also means that there's a big part of it, almost half, that is going back into marketing, which will obviously help with the overall sustainability and keep this project to being out there, being um, basically marketed and and more, having therefore more visibility for attracting new users. Okay, these type of projects are like this. The funds need to come from somewhere, either from already existing users who just wish to reinvest more, or from new users. All right, that's just the name of the game. Okay, so we're done with the audit. um, Let's look now at the DAPP itself, at the interface. So it's fairly simple, straightforward. I mean, you don't get white papers with this one, which is both good and bad. It's good because everything you need to know is here on screen. It's not so good because you might have some questions. And in that case, of course, you can always go into their Twitter channel or Telegram channel and just leave your questions there. The team will surely reply to you and answer to any of those questions. All right. So now let's take a look at the rules itself, because the rules are what, yeah, they are what they are. They are the rules. That's how the game runs. So let's read them. So, but before reading them, let me just tell you minimum entry point 0.25 BNB, which is, I mean, roughly, just from top of my head, this is around 75 US dollars. So that's the minimum entry point, all right? Now, rules. Renounced ownership by design. Yeah, that means the contract is not able to be modified in the future. It's deployed, it's set and done, it will run as long as the TVL has funds in, all right? 10% daily ROI up to 3,650 APY, okay? We already went through this daily ROI. You guys know the deal. It's fairly high, so it needs some sort of aspects to level it out. There are a couple we already went through, the fees and why or how this one can actually help those 10% to sustain by reinvesting the part of these fees, 40% of these fees into marketing. Okay, 24 hours mandatory compound with daily rewards. That means that every 24 hours you need to compound once. When you do so, your daily reward that you can see here under rewards management, these will then start accumulating, and when it comes to 24 hours of accumulation period, it will stop. So you need to compound at the moment of when it stops, or even before, but you need to find the ideal is to compound every 24 hours. Just set an alarm or something so you don't forget, and then you come in and compound, because if you don't compound, you're just wasting time, and it's time where your rewards are just sitting there. They are not going to be added to the locked amount by compounding. Okay, so imagine you're entering with 0.25 BNB every day. 10% of that will be your daily rewards, and when you compound it, you will get 10% of that being added to your locked amount. All right, so fairly simple, straightforward. Also, there's a 90% sustainability tax for hungry players. What does this mean? Well, it means that you need to follow the 6 to 1 compound strategy. We'll get on it right now. So if you don't follow this strategy, you will get a 90% tax when you withdraw. So the daily reward or the current reward that you will be getting is not the full amount that you see on screen. It's 10% of that, because actually 90% will be going back into the contract. That's just something that it needs to be done in order for this project to be sustainable, okay? Because like we already mentioned several times, 10% daily ROI is quite high. Actions need to be taken in order to make that to be uh, sustainable and allow the project to thrive and last longer. All right, this tax is one of those aspects. So you have a compound counter here to help you with managing your funds. Whenever you get to 6 on 6, next day you can withdraw. On the 7th day you withdraw. Of course, you can compound for longer, and that's only personal preference. At least you need 6 compounds in order to disable this tax. All right. So there's also anti-whale shield to preserve your investments. What does this mean? Well, let me just give you a quick run through. Actually, these anti-whale shields, what they do is that let's take a look at the contract right now. The contract right now has 51.7 BNB, okay? So what this anti-whale shield does is that if there is a whale which is about to withdraw a value which is over than 10% of the TVL, and since the TVL is 51, if something around 10% of that is 5.1 BNB. So if a whale has a withdraw value which is higher than 5.1 BNB, they will not be able to withdraw those full 5.1 BNB. They will actually only be allowed to withdraw 50% of it. So only around 2.55 BNB. That's what is going into that whale's wallet, all right? So it's 50% taxed if the withdrawal value is over 10% of the current TVL. That's something that if you're a whale, you should understand, all right? Also, if your withdrawal value is not 10%, but it's over 5%, so in that case, you will only get taxed 25% of your withdrawal. Okay, so one quarter, and those values that are taxed, they just go back onto the contract. Simple as that. All right, so they're not going to the devs or anywhere. They are reinvested in the contract. So another aspect to just fight off that high 10% daily ROI and make the project last longer. Okay, 6 to 1 or 30 to 1 strategy, like I said, it's all about personal preference. As long as you're doing 6 to 1, you're good to go, and you will not get that extremely high withdraw tax. Readable, auditable contract, no backdoors, the IOR. Yeah, we already saw that with the George Stamp audit. Invite your friends. Once launched, it becomes yours. This one actually goes hand in hand with the renounced ownership by design. Like they say, once it launched, you're also responsible for it, guys. Not only by your compounding actions, but also by shilling it. And this one has really interesting features regarding the referral link, the shilling aspect. Look at this: 10% of the BNB used in deposit from anyone who who uses a referral will be deposited into your wallet. So guys, 10% on deposit, that's not something to shy away from. I would say it's a very interesting side hustle, and this one is obviously made to incentivize users to shield the project, spread the word, bring more users in, and 10 you get 10% of their investment. That's the bottom of it. And yeah, that's also one other aspect that can help you get some profits, get your initial investment back faster even, or also um, help to sustain these high 10% daily ROI. Okay, because like I said already, this project needs to have an inflow of funds, be it from already existing users or new ones. Okay, so guys, I actually never seen such a high referral link bonus in other projects, to be honest. Maybe there were a couple already with this feature, but I don't recall honestly. And yeah, it shows that they are um, really helping the people who help the project. Okay, so this is something you surely can take advantage from and use for your own benefit. So guys, actually, you can leave your own referral link on the comments of this video. Someone might even see it and yeah, just decides to follow it. Okay. So guys, that's all there is to know about the BNB Dwarf. Like the team says, the no bullshit miner. There's the links down below. There's also this spreadsheet. It's the link for their own calculator, so you guys can can determine your ROI in optimal conditions. So in optimal conditions, I would say it's around 3 weeks. Can be sooner if the TVL goes to the moon, or it can be later if the TVL doesn't get stabilized. But in under optimal conditions, which is the TVL being stable, 3 weeks is enough for ROI. But yeah, make use of the calculator, see for yourself, and try to plan out yourself, guys. So that's all I have for you about this project. It's a pure miner, very aggressive one, high risk, high reward. This is DeFi, guys, not financial advice. So I hope you like the video. Leave it a like, help the channel to grow. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. Um, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. And until then, keep on exploring. All right. Take care. Goodbye.